And welcome back, Children of the Night, to another edition of the Infernal Archive. On this episode, we'll be watching the Mothman Prophecies. Prophecy? Mothman Prophecies. Is it Prophecies or Prophecy?
Let's see what the scroll
from 2002, starring Richard Gere. Yes, Andrew, could you read to us from the Wikipedia Scroll of Doom?
The Mothman Prophecies
Prophecies
is a 2002 American supernatural horror mystery film directed by Mark Pellington. A reporter investigates strange phenomena in a small town. As he becomes increasingly drawn into mysterious forces at work, he hopes they can reconnect him to his deceased wife, while the local sheriff becomes concerned about his obsessions.
Now, how much do you know about the Mothman?
I know that it's it's like Bigfoot. It's like a cryptid that people have. There's like is it the Northwest as well?
I think it's the Northeast. Well, no, you might be right. I think it's the Northeast, but it's
Northeast,
places.
That's what I meant. Yeah. It's a similar area to Bigfoot, but smaller.
Fuck, there's one city in particular that's...
Yeah.
But I can't remember what city it is now.
There's a whole city or state or whatever that has like tons of these encounters with Mothman.
It's like a region.
Yeah.
I was looking into sightings and stuff. So there's one city that he's like, because there's a bridge collapse that the Mothman is very...
cited as the...
Yeah, it's like that's the thing that like they're like, oh, the Mothman appeared in this bridge collapse, so he's like this... not a vanguard, like he's like a warning. He's an omen of something bad that's gonna happen. He's not a malicious character. He comes to just warn people that something might be afoot or whatever. But yeah, it seems to be like primarily in this one region of the United States where it's like a couple cities that he's been cited or whatever. Cool, conceptually. Big fan of the Mothman. Big fan of cryptids in general. I don't know if this movie will actually feature the Mothman or if this is more of like a psychological.
Yeah, I wonder if it's kind of in the vein of like Number 23 or like I'm trying to think of one of those other conspiracy movies, conspiracy theory. But yeah,
I would say knowing there's actually shit going on.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit.
Where it's just like all it is, like he's chasing down this rabbit hole of this thing that may or may not exist.
I've actually. Have you ever heard of the show? I think it's called Mountain Monsters.
I don't think so.
Okay, I think that's what it's called. Or it's called Mountain something, but it's about these. It's like a reality show.
Oh, where they hunt Bigfoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the show?
Not the name, but I know of those Bigfoot hunting. There's a couple of those Bigfoot hunting shows. Yeah.
So this show is different than any other Bigfoot hunting show. So like it says it's a reality show, but it's fully just fabricated. So like they actually hunt Bigfoot. Like Bigfoot actually appears in the show. You actually see the Bigfoot and they fight Bigfoot.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like,
so it's a mockumentary kind of.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's like it's on. I can't remember if it's on like History Channel or Discovery Channel or the Learning Channel. It's on one of those. It might be on TLC or History, but like one of those channels that really fell from grace or whatever. But anyways, in that show, I think it's called Mountain Monsters or something like that. Anyways, we'll have it on screen for whatever it's called. And there's an episode I know that they do encounter the Mothman.
So you're lighting it up like the 4th of July.
Right.
And but they are. What's funny about the show is they're extremely hostile towards these cryptids. Like they want to find them and like fight them and shoot them and like hunt them. Like they're about like Bigfoot is fucking around too much. He is causing too much chaos. We need to find him and stop him.
I've been ridiculed, laughed at, thrown out of school, everything because of this Bigfoot.
It's like the Stranger Thing, or not Stranger Things, Jesus, Strange Wilderness.
Yes.
The one redeeming thing in that fucking movie.
I actually like that movie. The more I watch it,
if you go into it knowing it's just going to be like a stupid, like a really dumb stoner comedy, and then you get to the end,
fucking
yeah. Oh fuck. Huh? Oh fuck.
All I'll say is just look up, if you haven't seen Strange Wilderness, just look up the clip. If You're My Stepmom Phyllis, by Jonah Hill. He sings an acoustic song in a RV, and it is like my favorite fucking thing in the world. It is so funny.
If you're my stepmom Phyllis, then fuck you.
Anyways, we've been rambling for enough. We're gonna watch the Mothman Prophecies from 2002, and we'll give you our thoughts when we're back. And welcome back, Children of the Night. We just finished watching The Mothman Prophecy starring Richard Gere from 2002. Andrew, what did you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, actually, especially in the context of this season. I feel like we've had a lot of kind of aggressively middling kind of films, and this one really stands out in this season in particular. But in general, I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't want to go as far as to say it's a hidden gem, but it's for sure a film that I don't hear anyone talk about ever. This film, I don't think I've ever had it come up in conversation. Maybe it's a hidden gem.
It's in that close to that category, I would say. Would you say this film is a gem, regardless of it being hidden or not?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would watch it again.
I would too. So I think we can safely say this is a hidden gem.
Yeah,
I think so.
Especially like if you take into account how little it's talked about, or at least in our day-to-day. It's like,
yeah,
because like most hidden gems are at least like there's some people who are like, I don't hear anyone bring this fucking thing up ever at all. So like maybe we can be the first acolytes of the Mothman Prophecies.
I mean, based on the title alone, I wasn't expecting much.
No,
just off the title, I'm like, Mothman Prophecies. Like, I was interested, but I'm also like, I could see it being really cheesy and lame based on just purely title alone. And so the fact that it wasn't that also helped a lot.
Yeah, I'll say that it's like the phenomena of the Mothman. For you that don't know, it's a cryptid. We were talking a little bit about it before we watched the movie, but this entity that appears before tragedies. It's actually interesting. Like if you know about the Mothman at all, or like the history of that, or like if you read about the Mothman, you could probably pretty safely guess about like what's gonna eventually happen in this film. But I'll say like there are things about this movie that I was like legitimately crazy about, like loved. Like the cinematography in this movie is just a standout to me. Like
big time.
It's another one of those movies, and we've spoken about it before. But it's non-obtrusive in any way. It doesn't feel gaudy or pretentious, but it like feels like it's on another caliber. It feels like it's so confident, and whoever was doing the cinematography knew exactly what they wanted to do, how to shoot everything. It's a really sort of a dumb example, but there's this scene when so the movie's like largely set in Ohio. They're hanging around in Hawaii. Richard Gere's hanging around in Ohio, and he's like a reporter. And in one scene, this what is he? A governmental, like he's
a political reporter.
He's a political reporter, but there's a guy who's getting elected to some sort of office. He's a governor, yeah. So a governor's being elected. He's going to come visit this town in Ohio that Richard Gere's investigating or whatever. And
it's West Virginia. It's on the Ohio River.
Ohio River, like, right, West Virginia, sorry. It's this little scene, but when the governor arrives, like any other movie, you'd have this establishing shot of an airplane or something, like this big, wide shot of the airplane coming down the tarmac. This movie, it's like this wide shot, the private jet's like in the corner of the screen. Like it's really ungaudy, and it sounds really stupid, but to me, I'm like, that's the kind of filmmaker who knows how to establish something effectively without it needing to be a wide, like the thing is taking up the whole frame. It's like nobody's gonna get it if it doesn't take up the whole frame. And it's a little thing, but to me, that's an example of the confidence of the filmmaking.
Totally, I would say that in combination with the editing, as much as you were joking about. That's the first preset on After Effects.
Yeah, it's more just I noticed it, but I don't besmirch the film. But
the transitions between shots were also incredibly effective, and
a lot of them,
it helped. Overall, I would say it really helped set the vibe. It wasn't just a traditional. It wasn't like Star Wars with a wipe, or it wasn't hard cuts. There was a lot of shot matching and fuzziness and weird, the one that shit.
A shot matched into a shot, then matched into another shot. It was like, holy shit! Shotception.
And it was cool.
Yeah,
like, it worked. Like as much as I noticed it at the forefront, it didn't do so in a way that took me out of what they were trying to set up.
Yeah, it didn't feel gaudy.
No,
at all.
It didn't feel gaudy. Yeah, no. So yeah, cinematography and editing, I think both were excellent.
It's actually interesting. Like my criticisms of this film largely. There's two things, and it's weird because I think their strengths and weaknesses. I thought the score a lot of the time was really phenomenal, like very moody, very like not afraid to like have some big bombastic sounds. Sometimes it got into that like if there's anything to hold against this movie, it's that it feels kind of like it's a product of its time in some ways, and it's held back by the year it came out and like maybe the age of some of the people involved in the production of it, because there were just certain things that were like it's not as bad. Like Cape Fear, famous movie from the 90s. I don't think that film holds up at all anymore. I think it is a product of its time, and it's really difficult to like take, for me anyways. Like when I watched it again, I was like, I really struggle to take this film seriously now because it's so 90s that it hurts. And this movie is not like that, but there are moments when you're like, oh, this is really of that time and only really works in that time. But then there are I would say the majority of the film feels pretty timeless. Like it doesn't feel that way. And the score is like, wow, this could work in a modern film. These transitions and this editing style could work in a modern film. So yeah, the score, occasionally it delved into that realm of like, ooh, it's a product of its time. And then additionally, some of the effects were just like, man, if you just took out some of this stuff, who would it be really good? They do the thing where it's like they're like a character is talking about a memory or something that just happened to them last night, and then they have these like really obtrusive filters, and they're very hyper stylized. Yeah, like what do you call it? They're using digital overexposure to make them, and it's like, okay, it's something they did a lot back in the early millennium in the 90s, and it's just something people don't do in films anymore. But honestly, I would love to see, like, as sacrilegious as this might be, I'd love to see like a modern edit of this film where it's essentially identical, but you just take a few of those like things of the time out, and you keep all the stuff that works. And I feel like it would play great. Like I really do.
Yeah, I would say, as much as I agree, that stuff was like at least consistent as well.
Yeah, totally.
So it didn't take me out of it. It's definitely something. If I was going to levy a criticism, those would be the main ones. I mean, I can't believe we spent 7 minutes not talking about Richard Gere at all.
We're trying.
We've done. We can talk now.
Well, we said it's like we got to pay the Richard Gere tax.
Yeah, I mean, right away he elevated the film. I mean, all joking aside, his performance was awesome.
Something about him is just captivating to watch, and it like you said, it's like if you take Richard Gere out of that film, is it
as compelling,
as good? It's like,
no.
I would say almost certainly not. Like almost certainly not. You put anybody else in there, but something about Richard Gere and like how sincere he is, and like he carries every scene he's in. He doesn't even need to do much. I don't know what it is about Richard Gere. He's very handsome. He's very captivating. Loved watching him. I would watch him run around in a random town in the Midwest. All day.
We said a similar thing about Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, and I felt that way, but it's like that fucking whatever. Don't look now. That's that film, right? Yeah, that movie proved me wrong that I will not watch Donald Sutherland do anything. But
it was close.
Mothman Prophecies did not do that. I might still be in the camp of I will watch Richard Gere do anything. Maybe.
Yeah. We kind of touched on it, but I want to just specifically say, horror-y film, whatever, maybe pretentious term. This film has atmosphere out the wazoo. Like right away from the beginning, it almost feels vaguely dreamlike. You said almost Silent Hill-ish.
Yeah.
Without the fog. It really plays with that idea of what's real, what's not real, what's happening, what isn't, and just kind of gives you that like fucks with your mind the whole time, just a little bit. Which I thought was just really effective and interesting. And even though you kind of know what's going to happen, you have an idea based off of the Mothman and whatever. You know what the ending is going to be. Halfway through the film, you're pretty clear, like, this whatever's going to happen. I was compelled the whole way through despite that.
Yeah, 100%. I even like, there's a point in the movie where I'm like, oh, maybe they're not gonna. I think they do enough. It's funny because like, I don't think it's a criticism. You feel this film's length, I think. Which I know sounds bad, but I think it utilizes its length to, and I'm going to say another word that sounds bad, it meanders, but to me it was a strength. Like, I enjoyed watching the meandering, I enjoyed watching the like...
Well, it built suspense.
Yeah, like
as much as it could have been shorter, the fact that it did the twists and turns it did, it had more impact at the end, I feel.
100%, and even like you saying twists and turns, even it feels like strong language because it's like they're not twists, they're directions. The film goes in directions. But once again, it's like you said with the atmosphere, it just like really leans into the atmosphere, and it has this. I said too, I think it feels like a lot like some David Lynch movies, but without a lot of the melodrama and the extreme reactions and the extreme whatever. It feels a little bit more of just those scenes in Lynch movies where a guy's wandering streets and he's investigating. A lot of it felt like that,
but toned down a lot more.
Totally.
More calm.
Yeah, like there's a scene when Richard Gere's towards the beginning of the film where his wife passes away, and it's like his reaction is just so like. We kind of joked, it's like you're Richard Gere, so like you're just gonna find another woman immediately, so you don't need to be that upset. And it's like it sounds bad, but it's like it for the movie it worked because it's like the movie's like dreamlike. It's about like one thing. It's weird, so because I should have the subtext of this film is not. I don't think it's hidden or anything, but I didn't really think about it until the movie was ending. The film is about grief and accepting. The passing of
mortality,
somebody.
Grief,
that's what it's about. It's about accepting things you can't control. That's the thesis of the film. It's like a lady says in the movie, people are gonna die, earthquakes are gonna happen. There's nothing.
Planes are gonna crash.
There's nothing you can do about it. And then the main character's wife passes away at the beginning. So largely that's kind of the theme of the film, is the fact that it's like you need to accept the things that you can't control, and even something might make you think that you have control, but you don't.
It's all an illusion.
It's all exactly. It's weird how well the analogy of the Mothman works for the messaging of this film. It's like you said, it's something that you read the title and you could think that sounds cheesy as fuck, but they used the Mothman as an analogy for accepting the state of things extremely effectively, in my opinion. I think the only thing maybe, now that I think about it, I don't think the ending of this movie was bad. I thought it was quite good, but it's like maybe an ending that hammered home that point like just a tad harder, because it does feel like Richard Gere at the end is able to arrest some control and whatever. And I mean, maybe that's message of the film. It's like, do what you can, accept what you can't. Like, maybe that's part of it. That's the thing.
I think so, because there's a moment there where he's like gonna give up, and then he's like, no, and he goes and he does the thing, and then he can't save everybody, but he did make a difference still. And so maybe that's part of it.
True, the messaging of the film is not to not try. I guess it's like you get cancer. It's not like you just accept your death and you lie on the ground. It's like, go get do whatever you need to do to fight it. It's like you might still pass away at the end of the day and you need to accept that. But it's like, that doesn't mean don't try. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, maybe that's the thing. It's like, it's about knowing that you're not going to be able to save everybody, but going ahead and giving it a go anyways, and then not becoming obsessed or whatever. It's like, I guess the movie's about finding the healthy balance.
Finding the balance,
which is interesting. Yeah, this movie's actually like does a lot more than a lot of other films do.
It's got layers to it,
100%. I guess just like quickly with the Silent Hill thing, because it is something that stood out to me, was just like, people complain about the 2006 Silent Hill movie that came out, which is a movie I love dearly. But I understand the criticisms of it. So like the Silent Hill game that everybody's the most fond of is Silent Hill 2, and it's a phenomenal game, great atmosphere, just a amazing game to play. If you like horror games, highly recommend it. The remake came out recently, play that, it's super good. But something that was lost in translation with the 2006 Silent Hill movie was they made it very action heavy. It's kind of like a haunted house. It's a great haunted house, and I really enjoy it. And some of the subtlety and the subtext was lost, because they sort of, in Silent Hill 2, the game, every creature, every piece of visual imagery, it has a meaning, and there's a reason it's there, and it's supposed to represent some part of the main character's psyche. Whereas they just sort of use it as eye candy in the 2006 movie. There's a lot less of that going on. Still love the 06 movie. But this movie, man, if you could take Mothman Prophecies and you could combine it with the 06 Silent Hill movie, you would have the world's greatest Silent Hill movie. Like, this is the most Silent Hill I've ever felt, I think, watching a movie, because it's like, you, just like in the game, you're watching a guy who willingly goes to a place that's causing him distress. Richard Gere is haunted by this enigmatic thing that he doesn't know what it is, and he doesn't know how it's trying to communicate with him.
He's like haunted by, and also subsequently like obsessed with, and it's this weird dance between like being haunted by it, but also being obsessed.
It's something he
and
needs to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and he could leave whenever he wants, but he chooses to stay. And Silent Hill 2 is like that. It's like the main character, he goes to Silent Hill and he chooses to go there. And even when some weird stuff happens, he chooses to stay. And then there's a point in the game where it's like he can't leave anymore. But he doesn't. He never freaks out about it. It's like, no, I'm gonna investigate the thing that I came here to investigate. And Richard Gere is very much like that. I'm here to investigate this thing, and I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna investigate. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Very pleasant surprise. I love Silent Hill, so that is a vibe I think that it's hard to elicit, and they elicited it. Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, it's so weird because, like you said with horror, this movie, it has jump scares and it uses them extremely effectively. But it's not this movie that you're going to be seeing monsters, and it's not going to be trying to make you jump, and it's not.
No, it's on the thriller side of horror for sure. I still, if someone said this is a horror movie, I wouldn't be like, no, it's not.
No, yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily. It's such a broad genre, right?
100%,
So
100%.
I would say it's on the outskirts of horror rather than like smack dab in the middle traditional.
Yeah.
But it still fits in the umbrella.
It's got the vibes.
Yeah.
It's got
the
impeccable vibes.
atmosphere. It's got the creature element to it, even though it's subtle.
Yeah.
It's got some jump scares. It's got, some chilling moments. So
There's one moment that it's like, I want to go back and like rewind it to like watch the scene, but there's a scene when you see a thing, and it's the only moment in like the whole film, and right at the beginning sort of, but it's like only moment in the whole film that you see something that is like, this is clearly a thing. And they only do it once,
and
they
flash.
never do it again.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, the restraint shown in this fucking movie. It's a breath of fresh air. It feels like the type of horror movie that I want to see more of. But yeah, like I said, like the only reason this movie isn't perfect is because I would love to see some more. Ironically enough, usually I feel like I'm against being too gaudy and being too overt. This movie, I wouldn't have minded like just a tad more gaudiness, or maybe try to jump scare me. I wouldn't have hated it. I'm not holding against the film, but like I said, you combine 2006 Silent Hill with this movie, you have a fucking banger horror movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we both agreed that we really enjoyed it, and we were gonna score it quite high. Like what?
I think we said 11 out of 13, so like 85% around there. I can't think of someone who I wouldn't recommend this movie to. Like, even if you're not really big into horror movies, this would be a good one to watch if you wanted something that was a little bit more, in that genre, but not gonna constantly jump out and scare you the whole time. It's got a good like thrillery mystery, not mystery, but it's got that kind of unsolved thriller thing going on. So yeah, I think it's a definite watch for those. Yeah, it's for sure. Anyone,
I'd say like my all I'd say is like you have to have patience with the movie. Like like I said, it's not a fucking roller coaster movie, but it's like if you have the patience for it, if you're willing to get into the vibes, like, man, would this be a good movie for like a drizzly day and gray skies and just like getting into that mood or whatever. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the Mothman Prophecies. I enjoyed it a surprising amount, way more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. Really shouldn't be a movie that feels kind of lost to time, that nobody talks about. It feels kind of sad that.
And Richard Gere. I mean,
yeah, it's like I think.
What more do we need to say?
100%. It's Richard Gere. Watch Richard Gere. Who doesn't want to watch Richard Gere for fucking hour and 40 minutes or however long this film was? Yeah, Andrew, you got any other closing thoughts about the film?
No, just go watch it. I think it was good.
Alrighty, we're gonna pull up our wheel of distraction. Okay, whoa. I'm gonna bust this thing. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Oh god. This thing breaks more every day. Okay, and then we got our pointer. Now we've only got 2 movies left on the wheel. We have Sputnik and are the lights on this thing? Yes, they are. Okay. We have
Sputnik and Cannibal Holocaust.
Yep. So let's spin the wheel and see what we get. Okay, and spinning. Boom. And what year? 2020. Alrighty, the next film will be a Russian movie, foreign film, Sputnik from 2020.
So Cannibal Holocaust to close us off. Ooh,
hell yeah.
Perfect finale. All right.
Thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you next time.